Why do some people absolutely hate having guests over? I'm not talking about just a casual "I don't feel like it today," but a genuine, deep discomfort, stress, or even anxiety when someone visits their home. If you're the type of person who hears the words, "Hey, we're coming over," and your brain instantly screams in protest, then this video is for you. Today, we're breaking down the deep psychology behind why some people dislike visitors, and trust me, it's about so much more than just being antisocial. Let's dive in. The first and most powerful reason is that for many people, their home is a psychological sanctuary. It's not just a physical place with a roof and walls. It's their emotional safe zone. Psychologists call this a psychological sanctuary, a space where you can protect your energy, where your identity feels stable, and where you have control over your emotional state. When guests step into this space, it can feel like an emotional intrusion, a loss of privacy, and a major disruption to your peace. Some people simply recharge their batteries by being alone. So when others enter their personal space, it doesn't feel social and fun. It feels draining. This is especially common for introverts, people with anxiety, and anyone who places a high value on their emotional security. Reason number 2 is the fear of judgment and perfectionism. For so many people, the thought of guests immediately triggers a wave of pressure. I must impress them. My home has to look perfect. They're going to judge how I live. This is directly linked to perfectionism, a deep-seated fear of judgment, and often conditioning from childhood. Maybe you grew up constantly hearing things like "clean the house before anyone comes over," or "what will people think if they see this mess?" As a result, having guests over now feels less like a fun social event and more like a high-stakes exam. Instead of relaxing and enjoying the company, you're mentally running through a checklist, stressed out and unable to be yourself. The third reason comes down to social battery and emotional energy. Every social interaction requires a certain amount of mental energy. Think of it like a phone battery. Some people start the day with a full charge and it lasts a long time, while others have a much smaller battery that drains quickly. When guests come over, there's an expectation to perform. You have to talk, you have to entertain, you have to smile, and you have to be on. For certain personalities, especially introverts or people who are more emotionally reserved, this isn't enjoyable, it's just exhausting. This isn't about being negative or unfriendly. It's simply a difference in how their brains are wired and where they get their energy from. Reason 4 is all about control and predictability. Guests, by their very nature, bring unpredictability into your space. How long will they stay? What will they expect from you? Will they move your things? Will they create a mess? Will they respect your boundaries? For people who thrive on control, structure, and routine, this uncertainty can be incredibly stressful. Their home is their one place in the world that is organized, predictable, and peaceful. Guests represent the potential for chaos. This discomfort is particularly strong in people with anxiety, OCD tendencies, trauma histories, or just personalities that rely heavily on routine to feel safe and grounded. Sometimes the reason has nothing to do with personality and everything to do with past negative experiences. The brain is excellent at creating associations to protect you. Maybe guests in the past overstayed their welcome, created drama, started arguments, damaged your belongings, or disrespected your space. These experiences can leave emotional wounds. Now your brain automatically associates guests with stress and danger. So avoiding visitors isn't about being rude. It becomes an act of self-protection. Your mind is trying to prevent you from getting hurt again by avoiding the situation altogether. Reason number 6 is emotional independence. It is a simple but often overlooked fact. Some people just don't need the same level of social interaction as others. They genuinely enjoy their own company, their quiet routine, and their peace. They don't crave house parties, sleepovers, or a constant social presence in their home. This is not the same as loneliness. This is emotional independence. They are content and fulfilled on their own, and having their sanctuary invaded feels more like a burden than a blessing. And finally, reason number 7 is a mix of cultural and personality differences. In some cultures, having an open door and hosting guests frequently is the norm. It's expected. In others, privacy is held as sacred. Beyond culture, our personalities play a huge role. For an extrovert, hosting a party can feel energizing and fun. For an introvert, that same party feels draining. For an empath, who feels the emotions of others very deeply, hosting can be emotionally heavy. And for a highly sensitive person, the noise, smells, and social demands of hosting can feel completely overwhelming. So, If someone dislikes having guests, it doesn't automatically mean they're rude or unfriendly. It simply means their psychological needs and wiring are different from yours. So, is this a problem? The short answer is no. Disliking guests is not a psychological disorder. It only becomes an issue if it starts to damage your important relationships, if it leads to complete social isolation, if it's causing you significant anxiety or distress, or if it stems from unresolved trauma that's holding you back. Otherwise, it is simply a boundary preference, and setting healthy boundaries is one of the most important things you can do for your mental well-being. So, how should you handle it? If you're the one who hates having guests, the first step is to understand and accept your feelings. Don't shame yourself for it. Then set clear boundaries. This could mean setting time limits on visits, like you can come over from 2 to 4. You can also choose to only invite people you deeply trust and feel comfortable with. And remember, you can always suggest meeting outside your home. Cafes, restaurants, and parks are great neutral ground. Your home is your space, and you have the right to protect it. And if you know someone who hates having guests, please respect their boundaries. Don't try to force a visit, and most importantly, don't take it personally. It's not about you. In the end, people who hate having guests over aren't cold, rude, or unfriendly. They simply value their peace, their privacy, and their emotional safety, and that is completely valid. So I'm curious to know, do you like having guests over, or do you prefer your space to yourself? Let me know your experience in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more content on psychology and emotional intelligence. Thanks for watching.